Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. It's me Anmol Samsuhang, and after a long time I have made a video, and today in this video we are going to discuss the sensitivity and response in plants, the types of movements, the types of locomotion in plants. Living organisms exist in changing environment. They can recognize changes in both internal and external environment. The change in environmental condition which produces appreciable effect in plant is described as stimuli. Example: light intensity, touch, contact with chemical substances, external enzymes, hormones, etc. The reaction of the plant to the stimulus is called response, and the ability of an organism to detect change and respond to it is called sensitivity. As we see around our environment, we observe animals moving from one place to another. So the process of moving from one place to another is called locomotion, and the change of position in a fixed place is called movement. So there is a difference between locomotion and movement. We see a dog running, a human running, but have you ever seen a plant running? But yes, plants also give certain kinds of movement, and that is known as sensitivity. Most of the plants are fixed to soil and cannot move bodily from one place to another, but some lower groups of plants like Chlamydomonas, volvox, Oscillatoria are able to change their position in response to stimuli. So, when a part or organ of an organism changes its position or direction in response to stimuli, the process is termed movement. This type of movement is called movement of curvature. If the whole organism moves from one place to another, the process is known as locomotion. So, types of plant movement. Plant movements are classified into three categories: tactic, tropic, and nastic. So, let's discuss about them. So, tactic movement is a plant movement induced by external stimuli like temperature, light, chemical, etc. And let's discuss about one type of tactic movement, that is phototactic movement. So the plant movement induced by light is called phototactic movement, and photo is derived from the word photos, meaning light. It in the name only it suggests phototactic movement. That means it is a movement induced by light. It is seen in organisms like Chlamydomonas, volvox, and many other algae that shows a positive phototactic movement under dim light and a negative phototactic movement. So let's move on to another type of movement, that is tropic movement. So in this movement, the plant organ bears a relation to the direction of the stimuli and moves either towards or away from the stimulus, and this type of movement is termed tropic. So the first type of tropic movement is phototropic movement or phototrophism. So in this type of movement, the plant parts move in response to the light stimulus, and the shoot portion grows towards the direction of the light, and the shoots are called positively phototropic, and the root portion that grows away from the direction of light are called negatively phototropic. And again, if the organs are placed at right angles to the direction of light source, it is called transversely phototropic. So the next type of movement is geotropic movement. So this type of plant movement, this type of tropic movement is induced by the force of gravity, and the movement of curvature takes place towards the force of gravity. The primary roots are positively geotropic as they grow towards the gravitational force, and the stems that grows away from the gravitational force are negatively geotropic. And the rhizomes and the secondary roots that grow at right angles are called transversely geotropic or digeotropic. And the last type of tropic movement is hydrotropic movement, and the movement of curvature of plant organism in response to the water stimulus is known as hydrotropic movement or hydrotrophism. The roots that generally grow towards the source of water is said to be positively hydrotropic, and the roots growing away from the source of water are termed negatively hydrotropic. The root tips respond to the source of water, and the curvature is due to the differential growth of the opposite side of the root region. Lastly, among the three plant movements, we have nastic movement, and it is a type of movement in which the plant organ has no relation to the direction of the stimuli but is responsive to the intensity of the stimulus. There are three types of nestic movement and let's discuss them. So first we have thermonastic movement, and it is a type of nestic movement which is induced by the intensity of temperature. And the flowers of tulip open when the temperature increases and close when temperature falls. So tulip is a very good example of thermonastic movement. Secondly, we have chemonastic movement, and it is a type of nestic movement which is induced by the presence of certain chemical substances and is independent of the direction of the stimuli. The positive chemonastic movement is found in insectivorous plants like sundew, Venus flytrap, and butterwort. Last type of nestic movement, that is seismonastic movement. It is a plant movement which is induced by external stimuli like touch, pressure, shock, or shaking of the plant body. The best example of seismonasty is drooping down of the leaflets of sensitive plant or shy plant, Mimosa pudica. And a special credit goes to the plant Mimosa pudica, as the sensitivity in plant was discovered by using this plant by Sri Acharya Jagadish Chandra Bose at Bose Institute, Kolkata. He experimentally proved the existence of power of perception to stimuli and to respond to the stimuli by his instruments using touch-sensitive potted plants of Mimosa pudica. So he is called the father of sensitivity. So thank you everyone for watching my video. Hope you will subscribe my channel if you haven't, and will continue to support me through my YouTube channel.